'cause you were born with mischief in your eyes and fire in your veins.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a book review for the first time in a while, I think. But yes, I am finally getting back into doing video book reviews. Now that I have my blog, I am doing a lot more full-on written reviews, so why not film some of them as well? So, before we get started, I am going to say that I have a lot to talk about in this book, I feel like, with the explanations and everything else, so I am prepared, and if I have to take a drink of tea to soothe my throat or water to rehydrate myself, I'm sorry. Probably gonna happen a lot because it is winter time, which means that my lung capacity sucks right now, because I still don't have lung capacity back. It sucks. Ugh. Alright, so let's just get into it. So today I am going to be reviewing Halfway Bitten by Terry Maggert. This is the second book in the Halfway Witchy trilogy series. I don't know yet. I do know there's a third book and I am very excited for it. So I was introduced to this book because Terry messaged me on Twitter asking me if I would like to review it. So on my blog, I actually do have a blog post for Halfway Dead, which is the first book in this series. I read that off of Kindle Unlimited first because I had never heard of these books. So when he messaged me, I checked it on Amazon and I was like, okay, these sound right up my alley, so of course I'll review this book for you. So I reviewed Halfway Dead on my blog, and I will link that and my Halfway Bitten post down below for you guys, because I did review this on my blog as well. It's going up right after this video goes up, I think, because I want to link this video in the blog post too. So, Halfway Bitten comes out on February 9th. I am actually not sure about the paperback version of this because I think that is actually already out on Amazon. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I saw it out when I looked for the release date on Amazon itself. So, there you go. The Kindle version is going to be 99 cents, and the paperback is actually $11.99 USD. But if you are a Kindle Unlimited subscriber like I am, the book is actually free with your Kindle Unlimited subscription. Obviously, you just return it when you're done reading it. I'm glad I have my own copy of it. It's worth just buying it, you guys. It really is. So, I actually am not sure if these are going to ever be on the Nook. As of right now, neither book is on Nook devices, so I don't know if they ever will be. I don't know if he is planning to put them on Nook devices. Some of his other books are on the Nook, so I just don't know. And I just kinda, yeah. I probably should have asked, but I didn't. Sorry, guys. But let's get into my actual review for this book, why don't we? First off, I did give this book 5 out of 5 stars, and I just realized I never put that on my blog post, so I need to go edit my blog post when this is done. So, getting right into the book, I could easily picture what was going on in this book. It was so well written that it's just, you get immersed into the story and you can see what's going on. And in Halfway Dead, I was pulled right in through action. There was action right at the start. I loved the action in it. This one, it was more of suspense and of like, WTF? What the heck is going on right now? You just immediately get pulled into this like, what happened kind of thing, which was awesome. You know, it wasn't like a, this is stupid, what the heck is happening? It's an actual like, you want to know, and I got pulled right in, and I'm already losing my breath, and that sucks. And I said in my Halfway Dead post that I wish there had been a little more explanation as to where Halfway was situated in New York. Pretty much in the first book, he said that It was situated on the Fulton chain of lakes, which is about 2.5 hours from where I live, actually. I did Google it and find out, like, driving distance because it really interests me, and I actually want to see if my friend would like to go with me and kind of mark, like, figure out where halfway is, because I think that would be really cool to see. And in this book, there was definitely some more detailing into it. Like, it was pretty much the same detailing you got in Halfway Dead, but a little better explained. So it's a little easier for me to comprehend it and figure it out, kinda. If you look on a map of the Fulton chain of lakes, it's a little easier to figure out. And there was definitely some better development of the lead character, Carly, in this one. In the first book, there was more development towards other characters, not so much the lead. I felt like it didn't need it, really, with the way the story was. But at the same time, this one really gave you a good development of Carly in it. And I'm sorry. I will try to cut out my water and tea drinking if I can. Just saying. And as the same as Halfway Dead, this is semi-review of both of them, honestly. But I loved how you couldn't easily predict what was going to happen next in these. Hi, Callie. Come here. Come here. Hey. Hey. Hey, come say hi. Come say hi. Hello. The funny thing is that after me and Terry talked about reviewing this book, we actually got into the subject of dogs, so she's rubbing her face all over my blankets. I tend to post in my videos nowadays, "Aren't you amused by Callie?" But like I said, I loved how you couldn't predict what was going to happen next. They're very unpredictable in a ways. Like, in this one, I had a little bit of a prediction, but my prediction was only partially right. And I liked how it wasn't like an, "Oh, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen." It wasn't, I don't know how to say it, but it wasn't disappointing. I guess that's how I'm gonna say it. There was definitely a good amount of action in this story. Same with Halfway Dead, but, you know, two separate storylines, kind of like, yeah. But the action in this is incredibly enjoyable, and yeah. And it wasn't too much action to the point where it got annoying. It was just the perfect amount for this story. And yeah. And I did mention this in my Top 5 Wednesday post that went up yesterday on Wednesday about biggest badasses. Carly was definitely a huge badass in these books. I loved her, especially Halfway Bitten. Halfway Bitten, she was just 10 times more badass than she was in Halfway Dead. I loved it. It was awesome. And I really liked that you're introduced to new characters and new creatures in this. It's not the same characters from the first book, other than, like, your main cast of characters. There are new characters. It doesn't get boring because you don't have all the same characters in it. It's not, you know, and what characters you do have, either they're from the first book, either they're barely in there or you get new detail about them. So it's really interesting and it's really enjoyable and not boring. And I liked how if there was more to her spells than just saying a few words, there was detailing into it. You knew what was going on. You knew how she was doing these spells. You don't see that a lot in, at least I don't, in stories about witches. It's just like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, this is how the spell is. this is what it does. You get more details to how she did that spell, and it's pretty good. And I said this with Halfway Dead as well. There was definitely a lot of humor in these. I love the humor in these stories. It just keeps you so entertained, and it's so interesting and fun to read. And yeah. Alright, so the plot in this was awesome right from the start, but it just kept getting better and better, and I just loved it. It's that kind of book where I don't feel like it was slow. It kept building up, and it was really good. And having to do with both stories, some of the chapter titles that are in these books are funny as heck. Like, I got the analogies. I wish I had one of the chapter titles on hand to tell you, but there was definitely some humor in the chapter titles, and they made me crack up it's just, like, if I got the analogy to it, I was cracking up. Now, there is a character I absolutely love in these stories, and that is Carly's grandma. I wish that my two grandmas were as freaking cool and awesome as Carly's grandma is. She's just that humorous witch, and she's just so funny, and I wish that I had a grandma like her, but I don't. But that is really all I had for this book, but overall, absolutely loved this book. I cannot wait for the third book, which is going to be called Halfway Hunted. I need me some more Carly, like, now, like, please. I was very sad when this book ended, though, because I was, like, so into it that I didn't realize the ending was coming up, and, like, I read the ending, I'm like, I need more Carly. I wanted to continue. Please don't end it. So, yes, I cannot wait for Halfway Hunted. I did not mention in the start of my video, but there is 326 pages in this book. Halfway Dead is actually about 100 pages shorter. I think a little under 100 pages. I want to say it's about 250 pages. So they're not relatively long books, which is really good. But at the same time, I think you could have done longer. Yeah. But I will actually be getting myself physical copies of this book as soon as possible. I am waiting to definitely have the money, but then I will be getting in contact with Terry, because in the back of the book it says if you would like signed copies, email him or talk to him on Facebook. So I will definitely be doing that, because I want copies of these books. I need them on my shelf, and just to have signed copies would be so awesome. So I'm gonna wait till I definitely have the price of the paperbacks before getting in contact with him, though, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'll have that in like a month. Knowing me. Just saying. But yes, like I said at the start of the video, overall I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait to read the rest of the books. I really hope it's more than a trilogy, but I don't know for sure how many books there will be. So yes, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up, and please go check out these books, both Halfway Dead and Halfway Bitten. They are amazing books. I had given Halfway Dead a 4.5 out of 5 stars, so definitely go check these out. They are well worth the read. So I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, everyone.
'Cause you were born with mischief in your eyes.